Hey everybody, welcome to Daytona International Speedway. It's Rob here, and I wanted to show you some of the things we got going on the night before 200 qualifying. I've got Andrew Lee's suit here for Disrupt Racing. What we did tonight was install a comms port. Andrew ran this suit last weekend as he shook down the Disrupt bike, and his feedback was really good on it. But we installed a stealth port behind this Velcro Pirelli patch. So he's got his cord coming out here. It comes out the top of the speed hump. We're going to plug it in the back of his helmet, and then he has a pouch for hydration to keep him nice and hydrated during the 200. So very excited to see Andrew go this weekend. We are proud to be in his corner. Speaking of Disrupt Racing, I've got his teammate here, Tony Storniolo. I've got his Thor Point 2 Kangaroo suit, and he had a pretty high speed off a couple weeks ago. As you can see, we've got a little bit of damage here. The main damage being on the hip. Now, I'm going to show you this damage. It's very important that I not only show you the pretty suits, but also when they get damaged and how they get damaged and what we do to protect you in the instance that a suit is compromised. Now, all suits will compromise. I mean, nothing is impenetrable in this industry. All we can do is try to protect you in the instance that a seam or the leather breaks. So as you can see here, there was something placed in this area. What would that have been? Well, a lot of people ask us, what is the Stingray panel for on my hip or on my forearm? What does that actually do? So here's an intact Stingray panel. As you can see, it goes right over that seam on the hip. So we'll switch back over to Tony's other side, and as you can see, it is gone. This Stingray was a bit of a sacrificial lamb, and that's its job. So I went ahead and unstitched it, removed it, so that you can see the seam underneath is protected. That's right where Tony hit the ground, as you can see here. Now, when this Stingray hits the ground, it's very, very tough. It also acts like a hockey puck. It just slides. It does not create friction. It keeps you from tumbling. It slides. So we have Stingray on the forearm, and you can see there where he hit on the forearm, it slid. And of course on the hip. Now just below that, he kept sliding, and he actually, he compromised this seam here. So you say, man, okay, well, we went through the suit, so he must have got hurt, right? No, Tony was totally fine. And part of the reason for that is behind that, we have a CE Level 2 hip protector, and we have Kevlar fabric. We also have a second layer of hide that comes all the way through the buttocks and protects in the instance of a compromised seam like this. Now, this is all intact. The hide is all intact, and we can actually clean this up. We're going to stitch it together tomorrow. Sage Tailoring is going to stitch this back up for us. We'll re-dye this, clean it all up, and Tony's going to look 100%. He's going to be nice and safe for the races this weekend. Now, something else I wanted to talk about here is on the forearm. As you can see, he's got some rash where he slid on the forearm, and this has been an area we've made a lot of improvements to over the past year. Now, this is genuine Scholler Kevlar, Keppertech Kevlar stretch material. It's good stuff. It's imported from Switzerland. There's a lot of knockoffs out there. This is the high dollar imported stuff. And as you can see, it frays if you slide on it. Now, we do everything we can to try to keep this from burning through. There's a couple layers of Kevlar here. We also double stitch the seam. A lot of suit manufacturers will see a single stitch here. We double stitch, and then we put this exterior Kevlar panel right in the area where there's the most stretch material. That is in the joint between the elbow and the forearm. And as you can see, it did its job. So it protected the seam. He somewhat compromised that first seam, but we've still got a second behind it. And we can clean this all up. We'll get that restitched, and he'll be good to go for this weekend, although we will still want to replace this Keppertech panel here. So you know, on the newer suits, actually, we have taken this panel up and over towards the zipper, and we've abbreviated this even further. We just found that there's a little bit more protection and not a huge trade-off, not really any trade-off in mobility and comfort. So anyway, these are the little tweaks and changes that we're always making. Another feature of our Thor Point 2 air hide suit, besides the airbag compatibility, is also that all these accordion panels up into the shoulders, onto the back, everything is backed with this Kevlar material. So in the instance that you come through an accordion panel, you're going to be protected by Kevlar beyond that. So you slide on your knee, you know, and that compromises, you have Kevlar behind it, and we're very proud of that. So We go to lengths to make sure you are nice and safe when you're out here racing on the high-speed banks of Daytona or a kart track. It doesn't matter. As we all know, little bikes can bite you just as bad as the big ones. So if you are in Bison, we're going to protect you as much as we can. Thank you everybody for watching, and we look forward to seeing you at the track soon. Go fast, be safe.